Well, good afternoon. I hope you all have found a seat and are enjoying some lunch right now. Again, my name is Courtney Frazier, and I am the Executive Director of the Colorado Dude and Guest Ranch Association and also the Chair of the Colorado Tourism Board this year. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to our final session. And to help close out the session, it is my pleasure to introduce Governor Jared Polis to his very first Colorado Governors Tourism Conference and share his thoughts on tourism, on Colorado tourism. So we're going to keep it short and sweet, and without further ado, please welcome to the stage Governor Polis.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for sticking around for me. I hear this is the third day of the tourism conference. Thank you all. It's great. And you know what? We could have a week-long, we could have a month-long Congress and convention talking about tourism in Colorado because there's so much to talk about in our incredible state. Just this last weekend, we took our kids to the Peak-to-Peak Byway to see the leaves changing color, and we weren't the only Coloradans with that idea. And we saw a lot of out-of-state license plates as well. I want to say thank you to OEDIT Executive Director Betsy Markey, to Kathy Ritter for our wonderful Colorado Tourism Board appointees who are with us today, and everybody who works in the tourism industry. The theme of this year's conference, See Further, is really appropriate as we look at ways for Colorado to innovate and adopt and talk about how we can accommodate and thrive from increased tourism and not only not compromise our quality of life for residents, but really leverage all of that tourism potential to enhance our lifestyle and recreational opportunities for residents as well. Tourism is the second largest employer in our state, about 175,000 jobs, and the value is critical. It's also a great pathway to success for people for well-paying careers. You know, there's so many people who literally started out as busboys and become restaurant owners someday. It's really a pathway for success that really exists in our great state and in our country, where if you work hard and you're talented, you can rise to be very successful. The association's recent Made in America study shows that Americans starting their careers in tourism-related jobs have an average salary of $80,000 or more. And we really see it across our state. That's another exciting dynamic of the tourism industry. Of course, here in Denver, we see the impact from the cultural offerings, the recent Biennial of the Americas. We, of course, are working and are one of two finalists to secure a National Medal of Honor recipient museum for Denver. We hope to find out in the next week about that. And really enormous visitation. And of course, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and yes, our mountains and our plains. Just 2 weeks ago, we were down on Comanche National Grasslands. We did a little bit of the tarantula tourism in La Junta, where we let the tarantulas crawl up our bodies. You know what? We have great blessings in all different parts of the state. And for everybody who said, you know, on social media, oh, I would never do that, you're crazy, there was somebody who said, wow, we got to go down to La Junta area and see the tarantulas during their annual dispersal in September and early October. So tourism is a key driver of our development in our urban communities and in our rural communities. And the Colorado Tourism Office is really focused on offering initiatives that support all of our partners, especially for economic development in rural areas. And a prime example of that is the Destination Development Program with expanding funding for rural initiatives, a suite of training resources housed in the new Colorado Rural Academy for Tourism, CRAFT. It's also interagency for us. So if you look at some of the Great Outdoors Colorado, GOCO just met in Cortez last week, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, we made our major announcement about our new state park in Trinidad. We see our work at GOCO as a funder, at our state park system as a destination, as a real driver of the tourism economy in areas of our state that need that boost. And we are trying to align it with areas that have the capacity, meaning areas that you can get to on a Friday evening and can get back from, right, where we can build that capacity without detracting from the quality of life for Coloradans who live here, and in fact enhancing it by providing new recreational opportunities for Colorado residents. We also, as you know, I'm pleased to learn of the recent launch of the Colorado Concierge Program, great resource for businesses, training platform that will help evolve frontline workers into experts in Colorado so we can better serve our customers while inspiring to seek out new experiences. Certainly, our residents, our frontline workers are amazing resources. And when you look at some of the polls about Colorado and what's special, the people always talk about the hospitality and the pleasantness of our residents. And that's a very important attribute to have. If Coloradans were rude, less people would want to come here. Fortunately, we're nice, but to be able to maintain that, we have to really show that tourism is an asset and can enhance our quality of life, right? And so one of the most exciting findings in a recent report is that tourism spending went up while the numbers stayed steady. That's a good metric, because when numbers go up and spending goes down, that's not what you want. Then there's more people, more traffic, less spending. You want, you can have increased numbers, but what you really want is more spending. And if it's less people with more spending, that's even better. So it's about the economic impact, and part of that is the economic impact per person. So how can we make sure we can attract people to Colorado to spend money in our stores, our restaurants, our hotels, and have a great experience, while that leverages enhancements in the experience for Coloradans who live here, whether that's infrastructure enhancements, whether it's new state parks, whether it's new new parking and public transportation facilities to get to the areas we love through CDOT. We recently launched our ski staying program, so not only to the mountains for skiing, also to Rocky Mountain National Park from Denver, ways people can get to places, our residents, as well as tourists. We're also looking at expanding access for cleaner vehicles, charging stations along Colorado's 26 scenic and historic byways. I mentioned I went to one just last weekend. Also doing great work supported by GOCO, educating tourists on leave no trace principles. We are focused on making sure that we can preserve this great natural resource that we have. And of course, whereas in Denver, a lot of the tourism is cultural, in our state in general, and for most tourists, it's a natural resources experience, meaning preserving our public lands, the integrity of our lands, access to our lands is absolutely critical. It's another reason we have a major initiative through our state land board to open up 500,000 more acres of state land trust land to visitation. We took the big first step with 100,000 more acres this last year. More to come. So we have amazing natural resources in this state. It's about sustainable access, right? Access is critical, and so is sustainability, to make sure that we're not depleting these natural resources with over-visitation, that we spread it appropriately from both the sustainability perspective, also from an economic perspective, so other communities and rural areas of our state can see some of that economic benefit. That alignment between economic development, conservation, and experiences for Coloradans and who live here is really the sweet spot for both our limited funds that we have to invest through GOCO and our state parks, and our focus within tourism. It really can be a win-win-win. A win for our rural economies and our urban economies, a win for Colorado residents who can benefit from that increased capacity, and a win for sustainability, showing that there is economic benefit to protecting our public lands. This is the work that's really critical to ensuring that our natural spaces, trails, biking, skiing, hiking, hunting, fishing, you name it, really the main driver of our state's tourism economy, are protected and accessible for our future and for ourselves. And so really, the more that we can show that predictability, the more that we can justify additional capital investment in infrastructure around access, whether it's something as simple as parking lots at a state park, whether it's public transportation, whether it's additional hotel investment and capacity. It's really important to show that sustainable aspect to that visitation. And there's new types of tourism opportunities that we're exploring for our state. I mentioned briefly the National Medal of Honor recipient museum. Whether we get that or not, we have a very important story to tell about military history in our state, right? Whether it's the brand new visitor center at the Air Force Academy that will be completed in the next couple of years, whether it's Riverwalk in Pueblo and Walk of Heroes, whether it's the work that we're doing to support Senator Bennett and Representative Nagusa's effort to preserve Camp Hale as a National Historic Landscape, the famed training grounds of the 10th Mountain Division. All of these tie together for an experience for military history tourism in Colorado as well that incorporates both the urban areas and the outdoor areas, and hopefully a Medal of Honor recipient museum as well. Colorado's tourism industry has grown significantly and embraced new opportunities, whether those new opportunities 30 years ago was something called snowboarding, which wasn't well known at the time. And some of you might remember there were other resorts in North America that banned and restricted snowboarders. Our resorts generally, I'm sure there were some that did, but generally speaking, our resorts were forward-looking, embraced snowboarding, and it became a major part of their business. In our high mountain country, we've also been working, and I did work certainly as congressman and continue as governor, to round out the seasonality by providing cross-season recreational opportunities. Obviously, the summer peak season in the high country is now almost important as the winter peak, and of course, continuing to build out the fall and spring or mud season opportunities as well in our high country and across beautiful Colorado. Cannabis tourism, people who are coming to our state either because of or with additional spending of the cannabis industry. That might not be a novelty that lasts forever as more and more states come online, but it's certainly something that can result and does result in increased visitation and spending in our state. And of course, other forward-looking opportunities, whether it's military history, whether it's new forms of outdoor recreation, whether it's new cultural institutions, both here in Denver and across our entire state. We want to be in the forefront of making sure that we can offer the very best experience, of course, for the enrichment and quality of life for our residents and for visitors from across our country, yes, and across the world. A lot of the growth in the tourism industry really hasn't been by accident, but it's been a result of the hard work of you, of representatives of the industry, a forward-looking, innovative, pioneering spirit that Colorado has, embracing new opportunities to attract people from across the world. Thank you for all of your amazing contributions to our great state of Colorado. We look forward to working with you as partners to make sure that Colorado is an even more amazing place to live for our residents and place to visit for people from across our country and across the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Polis. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing that inspiring message. It's clear you understand what the people in this room are focused on, and thank you for your support. So let me give, as our governor is walking out of the room, and did you notice he joined us in celebrating Destination Day? He had his famous Colorado tie on. Let's give a final round of applause to all of our conference sponsors. And now we're coming to the end of our time together. Our final keynote speaker is past Colorado Poet Laureate, a professor of English at Colorado College in Colorado Springs, and the author of The Love Letter to Colorado. Hope we can see that.
If gravity is love of Earth, the mountains teach us how to fly and bring us back as rivers flow. We never need to wonder why the wild will take your breath away. That's how it is in Colorado. I love her dreaming ranges, Marmot Rocks and Columbine. I love the rush of mountain air, snow pluming off the peaks and top knots of the pines. The quiet everywhere. The great rivers get up and grow. They carry the topsoil of the soul to the primal ocean far below. I love the bluebird and the whiskey jack, the black bear and the antelope, the cattle drive, the buffalo. I love the canyons of the ancient ones. Maybe they've vanished. Maybe they've never gone. Remember them among their dwellings. Pinyon cliff and watchful crow. The painted hands and animals. Coyote's canny, covert lope. The mesas and the grasslands. The Spanish names. The Ute, Cheyenne, Arapaho. The fancy dancer, Indian flute. The story waiting to be told, as old, as new, as now, as Colorado. I love the switchback trail, the wide brim shading a rancher's eyes, the cat you never see that sees you. Under the bluest ever skies. Step out on a dare and see. You've come here for the freedom, just like me. To camp above 10,000 feet is to breathe the air of gods and drink with rainbow trout. Some come out west to beat the odds and find out that the sky's the limit. Some simply stare, no end to it. The way you can love a land and quite a few of the people in it. Give me the sage and sunlight, warm even in winter. Give me the moonlit snow. Give me the book cliffs and the farms, the wild flowers of Colorado.
So soon, yes. That beautiful poem has been shared across the world through the Matador Network. At the time we engaged David Mason to write that poem, Matador Network had a worldwide audience of 12 million outdoor adventure enthusiasts. That network has grown. That content continues to live there. It's been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. David Mason will talk to you about how we've engaged him 2 more times to develop even more content. This is available for you to share through your own networks. I've seen it. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen it. I get choked up at the exact same time, every time. Should I cite your line, David, or do you want to? Some come out west to beat the odds and find out the sky's the limit. And that's the story for so many of us. It certainly is my story. So, David, let me welcome you to the stage to share your story with us. Thank you.
Well, it's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Kathy Ritter. Thank you to Deborah Brannon, too, for making us feel so welcome. My wife and I have stocked up on stationery and pens for the next year, I think. It's been just great. I get choked up by that film, too, and obviously it's not just my poem. It's everything that the filmmakers did and the whole conversation that took place around making that film. I thought it might amuse you to, before I move on to a couple of other projects, to let you know of a couple of changes that were made in the poem in the course of our conversations. So the way the poem got written is really interesting. All of the poems I've written about Colorado were written somewhere else. And it really is just due to the fact of my own life, which is a peripatetic life. I happen to have been in Tasmania, the heart-shaped island south of Melbourne, Australia, where my wife grew up when I wrote that poem. And we got the commission to do it, and I tried several drafts, and I couldn't really get the damn thing off the ground. And then my wife said, take a look at Dorothea McKellar's poem called My Country, an Australian poem. This is how Dorothea McKellar's poem begins. The love of field and coppice, of green and shaded lanes, of ordered woods and gardens is running in your veins. Strong love of gray-blue distance, brown streams and soft, dim skies. I know, but cannot share it. My love is otherwise. I love a sunburnt country, a land of sweeping plains, of ragged mountain ranges, of droughts and flooding rains. I love her far horizons. I love her jewel sea, her beauty and her terror, the wide brown land for me. The remarkable thing, that's just the beginning of a really stunning Australian poem. But the remarkable thing that she's doing there is she's saying, well, I understand the love of an expected landscape, particularly for Australians, the mother country, England or Ireland, right? But that's not the love I need to learn how to develop. I need to learn how to develop a love of a particular place that's new and different and hasn't necessarily been described before. So my wife sat me down in a cafe in Hobart, Tasmania, with that poem and set me to work writing, and I churned out a draft of that love letter to Colorado. Amusingly, in the first stanza went like this in the original draft. If gravity is love of earth, the mountains teach us how to fly and bring us back as rivers flow. You never need to wonder why in the land of the Rocky Mountain High. That's the way it is in Colorado. Well, I got a little kickback from the commissioners of the poem. Let's not bring up Rocky Mountain High right now. Let's think of something else, okay? So, good point. Okay, I get it. So I went back to work, and in fact, my solution, I think, is kind of more evocative in a way. You never need to wonder why the wild will take your breath away. That's how it is in Colorado. And then a little bit further down, there was a bit that went, her great rivers get up and grow. They carry the topsoil of the soul all the way to Mexico. Well, once again, I got a little kickback, from that. It was just sort of, well, don't bring up Mexico right now. We're not in the mood for it right now, so think of something else, So I wrote, her great rivers get up and grow. They carry the topsoil of the soul to the primal ocean far below. And that's true enough, too. And the great rivers are the Colorado and the Rio Grande. They both start here, and they both frame the American West and the American Southwest, and they're both terribly endangered, and that's just a fact of our lives here in this part of the world. I want to just tell you a little bit about how I come to this. My great-grandfather settled in southern Colorado in the 1890s. He was Grover Cleveland's appointee to be Postmaster General of Walsenburg. There are pictures of him in the Walsen mines down there. He later moved down to Trinidad. He ran a company store near Ludlow, site of the Ludlow massacre, but he got out of there well before the massacre and the miners' strike, and ran his own business in Trinidad. He started a creamery. They made Mason's ice cream, and I've seen the ads for Mason's ice cream. The ads say, Mason's ice cream, better than the law requires. Because Mason's ice cream was made with 20% butterfat instead of 10% butterfat. That's why everybody in my family's been on Lipitor ever since. So my dad grew up in Trinidad. My mom was born in Montrose, the daughter of a Danish coal miner who became a doctor in a very circuitous way and married a Scottish immigrant, a Scottish nurse. I've been to her house in Scotland. And my mom was born in Montrose and raised in Grand Junction. So my family, in a sense, frames the state. And I've spent a great deal of my life moving through all corners of the state. My parents met, by the way, because my father's ship was blown up off Iwo Jima. My mother was in college at Oakland. His ship was towed back to the San Francisco Bay Area, and they met at a college dance there. Hence, I owe my existence to the Imperial Japanese Army. And that is why I've become a student of history. And I want to encourage everybody in the room also to become a student of history. I want to extend that beautiful motto, see further, and I want to ask you also to see deeper. I want to ask you to help people understand where they are when they are in this absolutely remarkable state. Every county in this state is full of stories and a depth of history that is as remarkable as any place on the planet Earth. Walk up the 16th Street Mall toward the Platte River, and you pass Wynkoop, named for Ned Wynkoop. Ned Wynkoop was the military officer who got the letter from Silas Soule about the Sand Creek Massacre. one of the most important documents in all of Colorado history, arguably one of the most important documents in all of American history. Walk a little further, right up to the Platte, there's a sign depicting the Arapaho chief, Little Raven, who was at the Sand Creek Massacre that Silas Soule described. By the way, Silas Soule's description was so controversial that just a few blocks from where you're all sitting right now, he was assassinated in the spring of 1865. A few weeks after that, who else was assassinated for basically the same principles? Abraham Lincoln. We are tied to American history deeply and profoundly. Learn the stories, learn the place names. El Rio de las Ánimas Perdidas en Purgatorio, the Oaxatoyas, El Huérfano, Tava. Learn the places where you are and help people learn where they are. That's my goal. See deeper as well as see further. The second job I got, that my wife and I got together, was to try to write about winter in Colorado. I've been a skier since I was 3 years old. I've been a mountain climber all my life. I had a brother who died mountain climbing. Mountains are in my blood. My family have climbed all over the world. And Colorado is blessed with this extraordinary landscape. But there's a tendency among us to just see the surface beauty of it. Keep thinking about the ways you have of understanding your own sense of the beauty of this place, your own sense of the aesthetic of it. Why is it worth coming here? Not just because you can get a bargain, not just because you can get a great ski ticket or something like that. It's also because you can feel deeply connected to some of the most beautiful places on the planet Earth and the spirit of this place. So the job of writing about winter in Colorado, where were we going to start? My wife and I kept trying a number of different tacks. And finally, I thought about one of my favorite paragraphs in literature. It's from Ireland. We happened to have been in Oregon when we were writing this one. And I was thinking about the great short story by James Joyce, a short story called The Dead, which ends with one of the most beautiful prose passages you can find anywhere in the world. Snow is general all over Ireland, and it's falling, gently falling upon the living and the dead. We are all equal. We all have the same experience of living and dying. And weather and how our bodies feel in weather is one of the things that links us and unites us as human beings. So, my wife and I worked on this poem, and we just called it Winter in Colorado. It's another love letter. This time, instead of saying, I love this, I love that, we thought, let's talk about you. Let's see if we can talk to a listener, an auditor. Snow is falling on the high plateau. It's falling on the wilderness, backcountry bowls of powder snow, lighting up the air and falling over sand dunes and the river bend. The quiet of it warms you like a friend. It falls on peaks you come to know by heart, fills the elk-herd valleys, drifts on alpine meadows and on bristlecone, from Dinosaur to Huérfano. Snowflakes whirling like a million stars, so light you taste them on your tongue. Sunlight on blue-shadowed snow dazzles as you strap your snowshoes on and find your freedom on the trail, or climb the frozen waterfall. Your breath goes out in clouds. In Colorado, winter sees you looking out when snow is falling. You step into your skis and lean into the thrill of space, the powder billowing. Your whole body sings. You feel the winter sun touch your life in pristine air and watch the skiers curving down the run. New tracks of foxes through the aspen. Snow is flying over Red Rock Canyon. The open fire invites you in. The windows of the houses glowing. And every firelit face will tell the story of the day. It draws us close. It's not the cold that has crept inside your skin, but a winter color you can't catch or hold, lifting you to the snow in Colorado. The third job we had was to try to write about the Colorado River, which is, of course, just astonishment, flowing through the northern counties in this green countryside, and then slowly accumulating all that topsoil and slowly winding out through Utah and down through Arizona and becoming depleted, becoming used up by all the cities in the American West, until for a generation now it has hardly ever reached Baja California and touched the water where the vaquitas, the endangered dolphins, still live. It's a big part of the spirit and history of this place we love, and it's a big part of what we need to protect and think about and worry about in terms of the future of the country, the future of the West and the Southwest. So Chrissy and I, whose pen name is Callie Conan Davies, an Australian poet and an American poet, putting our heads together, trying to figure out what's the best way to come at this thing. And I think one suggestion we had was that we might try to write in the voice of the river. And that is essentially the suggestion we ran with. I haven't actually seen the finished version of this new film, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Heart, breath, begin. High hush of snow, begin. Let go and melt and run, begin. Big things are small when they begin. A dance of molecules and light, a small voice bubbling at the height. Delight of air and water, fur and rainbow trout. The joy of starting out fresh and finding my own story in the wash and dash of water down where deer and elk have herded since the first dawns, the first mornings. Go on. New story in the stream. The people found their story in the stream, and it goes on. I am the westering, the wandering to see new life, from alpine meadows to the ranches and the valleys bright as air. I go with the grass and all who graze it. I go with jets of water arcing over crops, the way a land renews the stories of the ones who love it as the eagle loves the wind. Come with me. Go on. I am the body and the spirit, and the rush of water leaping higher in the splash, the thrill of spilling laughter, daring the current, filling the heart, the eyes, charging the whole body as it moves. My canyons keep a secret, waiting for anyone who joins me on the journey. My story's long and light. The red soil colors me Colorado as I grow and turn more slowly, deep as dreams, as rocks that rise above. We take our nature from the elements, you and I. Come with me as I go, where dinosaurs have walked, where turbines turn my power into light, as radiant as aspen groves. Come with me, Colorado. Find your story. Go on. I want to finish by asking you to walk the other direction, away from the Platte River, toward the capital of the state of Colorado. If you haven't been in that extraordinary building, I hope you go in. Walk around. Governor Bill Ritter, when he named me Poet Laureate, walked me out on the steps where we had a little press conference, 2 or 3 people. And poetry really brings them out, I'll tell you. But Bill was an extraordinary guy. First of all, his wife was just wonderful. Jeannie, she just said, you got to go out there and shake things up, you know. So I tried to do that as much as I could for 4 years. Bill said, do you know the poem Magenta by Thomas Hornsby Farrell, Well, I know some Thomas Hornsby Farrell poems. He was a poet laureate before me till his death in the 1980s. He worked as a writer in the sugar beet industry here in Denver and ran some newspapers. Wonderful, wonderful Colorado poet and one of the really best American poets of the 20th century. Bill Ritter, governor of the state of Colorado, stood on those steps and quoted a dozen lines of that long poem of Thomas Hornsby Farrell's to me from memory. I went and looked it up. It is a hell of a poem. It's called Magenta. It's by Thomas Hornsby Farrell. Now walk into that state capitol building, walk into the rotunda, the round circular part, and there is a sonnet painted on one wall. That's by Thomas Hornsby Farrell. And it ends with the line, "Here is a land where life is written in water." You bet it is. There is no life on earth without water. Our bodies are mostly water. The chemical composition of our sweat and tears is not all that unrelated from seawater, the ocean out of which we all crawled billions of years ago as little tadpoles. We are deeply connected by that stuff. That is life, life itself. That's what we're looking for in Mars. Here is a land where life is written in water. It's up to us not only to celebrate the beauty and joy and pleasure and the business opportunities that we have here in the state of Colorado, but to acknowledge the reality of our life on earth as human beings, as bodies who share this planet together, who are all absolutely, utterly equal in our birth and in our essence. We are all connected. We are all related to each other. Just as Dorothy McKellar had to face the fact that Australia is not England, that there are some scary things in Australia, some difficult things, that history is sometimes scary and difficult. She faced it and found a way to talk about it and celebrate it. That's our job as Americans, and that's our job as Coloradans. And you guys are really in the forefront of making this happen for thousands and thousands of people who come to this beautiful state. Thank you for taking such good care of me here today, and thanks for everything you do to celebrate the state of Colorado.
Okay, so before we move to everyone's favorite event, the prize giveaways, I'd first like to share some thank yous. First of all, I would love to recognize the board members that we have on hand with us. Would you please stand up so I could introduce you, please? And so we have our board chair, Courtney Frazier, our board vice chair, Doug Price, Lucy Kay, representing the DMO seat, Tammy Thompson Booker, representing hotels, and Wanda James, representing retail. Please give them all a hand. These are the people who are representing your industry and providing guidance and oversight for the Colorado Tourism Board. We appreciate them very much. Let me also thank and recognize the Colorado Tourism Office team. Would you all please stand up? Okay, I'm looking into the light, so I'm not seeing everyone, but Andrea Blankenship, Natasha Rodriguez. I saw Abby Leeper for a moment. There she is. Is anybody else still in the room? There, oh, Elizabeth O'Rear. There, thank you. There's this, the glare from the stage is a thing. But most of all, I want to thank our dynamic conference planning duo, and that is Katie Jacobson and Deb Brennan in the back of the room. Katie is with the CTO, of course. Deb is with Altitude Events. And together, I think this is the fourth GovCon that they have they have staged and they have delivered yet another outstanding experience. I've heard so many wonderful comments about the format and the execution of this year's conference, and I keep pointing people back to those two because those are the ones who make it all happen. So thank you, Deb and Katie. And finally, let me recognize the vendor partners who truly are an extension of our Colorado Tourism Office team, with those vendor partners from Miles Partnership, MMGY Global, Karsh Hagen, and Dave Flugie, Carly Holbrook, and Katie Johnson. Please stand up along with our international contractors. And Katie Payer. Okay, thank you all for all you do to make Colorado known across the world. And last but not least, yes, I also wanted to say thank you again to all of our sponsors and thank you all for attending this year's conference. Very special thank you to the Sheraton Denver Downtown Hotel for the wonderful use of these beautiful conference facilities. If you haven't already, be sure to pick up your silent auction items in the foyer before you leave. And I cannot end this conference without once again thanking Visit Denver for being our gracious host and presenting sponsor of this conference. I can't tell you the many ways that Visit Denver stepped up to make sure this conference was truly superb. And now we're getting to that moment where we start looking ahead about a year from now. So it is my privilege to announce the location for the 2020 Colorado Governor's Tourism Conference. Drum roll, please, and roll the video.
Hello, on behalf of Snowmass Village, we are thrilled and excited to host the Colorado Governor's Tourism Conference in 2020. We are so excited to have you come and join us here in Snowmass Village.
Welcome to Snowmass!
Welcome to Snowmass!
Welcome to Snowmass!
Snowmass has come a long way since we last hosted the Governor's Conference in 2010. We have a lot of new buildings, a lot of new excitement, and a lot of things for you to see. Please come and play with us on the mountain and in our village. You're going to have a lot of fun.
Welcome to Snowmass!
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 The great work of the Colorado Tourism Office is phenomenal. Each and every one of you create vitality in your respective communities, and you bring beautiful experiences to the many guests from all over the world that come to visit. We invite you to meet your outside side in Snowmass next year.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Rose Abello. I'm the Tourism Director in Snowmass, and we are so looking forward to welcoming you. Jennifer Camilli here from the Westin will be the host hotel, and Jim O'Leary from our staff have been working very closely with Deb and her team to make sure that next year's conference is phenomenal. Congratulations. I think we should all applaud Kathy for her leadership. You had us applaud everybody else. I think it's amazing what your leadership has brought to CTO in the years that you've been here. To Richard and Jane at Visit Denver and all of you who've worked to make this event so successful, you've set the bar a mile high for us. So we'll see what we can do next year, and we really are looking forward to welcoming you. Come early, stay late, come to Snowmass. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose and Jim and all the people from Snowmass. What an amazing spot for next year's conference. Hi, my name is David Fishman. I'm the Senior Fiscal and Operations Manager with the Colorado Tourism Office. And
And I'm Tara Mulch. I'm the Director of Visitor Services with the Colorado Tourism Office. And we have the honor of announcing the winner of the exhibitor game for everyone who visited all 30 of our exhibitors. All right, Cindy Wilkinson from the Welcome Center in Fruita.
And now, for the much anticipated prize giveaways, I would like to invite Peggy Zeglin to the stage for fun, prizes, and luxury giveaways provided by the outlets at Castle Rock, the outlets at Silverthorne, and the outlets at Loveland. Thank you.
Okay, are we ready for this? Okay, first thing, does everyone have their business card in here? Barb Bowman is the official business card lady, as you know. She wears many hats. She's always making sure. So does everyone have their? Okay, because this is the first and last time I'll be able to ask you. Okay, we have here to assist Miss Silverthorne, Miss Castle Rock. Yep, smart girl, good. And Beata is going to come up from Loveland to help take some photos as well. Oh, Barb, thank you. Okay, just really quick, there's real simple rules. You have to love shopping. Do you do that? Okay. You have to be present to win. If you're not, we will shame you. Just saying. And third, you're going to have to yell how you love the actual gift that you receive. But before we do that, you know how everyone had Tommy Hilfiger bags? Okay, well, we had the pleasure of trying to work with Tommy Hilfiger and telling them how important you are and why we needed those fabulous registration bags. So if everyone has their bag, if we could just test your vocal abilities by saying, "I love Tommy Hilfiger," and lift your bag. Do you have that bag? Okay, then you know what? We improvise. Those that have it, lift it up. And the rest, make sure you yell, "I love Tommy Hilfiger." You're going to be part of our boomerang. This social here. Rach, she's getting it. Okay, you ready? On the count of 3, I love Tommy Hilfiger. 1, 2, and 3. I love Tommy Hilfiger. Woohoo! That's going to give you good luck, just saying. Okay. I need to make sure we're not going to give this away first, but can you give me the Mackenzie Childs teapot right there? The reason is I told Deb I had to stare at this the whole way down here, and it made me so sad because I am flipping in love with Mackenzie Childs and this teapot. So I'm going to get to look at it for the last time, and that's why it's going to sit here till the end, because I love this. My God. So let's start with that pink, fabulous Coach bag. The person that wins this bag is going to have to say, "I love Coach," and "I love Silverthorne." Can you say that? All right, so that winner is going to have to yell it out loud. Okay. Oh, goodness. Colorado Tourism Office, Jennifer Alpert. Jennifer, this is you to the T. Jennifer, come up here and yell what you're supposed to. Jennifer. This is her to, oh my gosh. What do you have to say? I love shopping.
I love shopping.
And I love Coach.
And I love the outlets at Silverthorne. I really do.
Yes. Yoo-hoo! Congrats! Oh my gosh. Okay. Which do you want next? The Tommy bag. The Tommy Hilfiger fabulous bag. really neat. Plaid is the thing, if you haven't noticed, and stripes. So you will be totally on trend. Okay, this person has to yell, I love Tommy Hilfiger, and I love Castle Rock. Okay, this is Lindsay Diamond from Vista Works. Okay, let's hear if she has good vocals. I love Tommy Hilfiger, and I love Castle Rock.
I love Tommy Hilfiger, and I love Castle Rock.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so next we'll have this amazing basket, over $100, from Williams-Sonoma, the only outlet in the state, mind you, pretty amazing. And this winner is from Bike Tour, Cynthia Ord. Cynthia Ord. Cynthia, we'd hate to shame you. Cynthia! I love Cynthia's because Cindy Mackin's out there, but this Cynthia made a big mistake. Big mistake. Going once, twice. Cynthia Ord, shame on you. Big mistake. Oh my God. The winner now is Jen Ebatino from Altitude Events. Jen? Is that Jen? Okay. Now, Jen, I think you should run up here. This is exciting. I love Williams-Sonoma, and I love Silverthorne. Yoo-hoo! Congrats. Okay, let's take a little Tommy bag. Tommy duffel. Yeah, these are the most amazing travel bags ever. They're like over $40. Yep. Okay, this is appropriate. This is from Dillon, Colorado. Suzanne Phillipson. Suzanne Phillipson. Okay, this is an I love Tommy Hilfiger and I love Silverthorne. Woohoo! Should we do the luggage? Piece of luggage? Would anyone like a piece of luggage? Oh, and let's do the. Oh my. Look at this. Woohoo! Spinners, yes. So this is from Samsonite. I don't know, it's about $300 and something, but it's yours today from the outlets at Castle Rock. And the winner of this fabulous luggage is, oh goodness. Okay, Wells Howe, travel story. Wells Howe. Wells Howe, travel story. This is gonna make a story. Wells, tear it up. Those are fabulous people. Bye, Wells! Bye-bye! Wells, you're going to be upset. Okay, the winner is, oh goodness, laminated it, yes. From Alamosa, Savannah, Schloffman? Here she is. Oh, yeah. So this is I love Samsonite and I love Silverthorne.
I love Samsonite and I love Silverthorne.
Yay! Okay, I'll take a Columbia back. Yep. Yes. Just one. Yeah. These are like $50. They're amazing. Side pack bags. They're great for biking, hiking, and you know what? So many of us use them every day. They're really cool. They're really neat. You can run over them almost, and nothing will happen. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Durable. I love it. I love it. But that teapot's still staring at me. Okay, the winner. Ellen Moore, City of Cripple Creek. Ellen Moore, City of Cripple Creek. Okay, this is I Love Columbia. I Love Castle Rock. I love biking and hiking too.
I love Columbia and I love Castle Rock.
Woohoo! Okay. Next, what would you like, Natalie? Oh, about a Tommy Hilfiger amazing watch. I think that's outlet priced at $150. Probably retail about $350, somewhere in that vicinity. This lucky winner is Mike Lemko. Mike is going to make someone seriously happy. So, Mike, you got someone to give that to, or yourself? Okay. I love Tommy, and I love Silverthorne.
I love Tommy and I love Silverthorne.
Woohoo! Okay, our next prize. Okay, this is a Kate Spade side pack leather bag. Pretty amazing. What's the price on that, Miss Silverthorne? Oh, $299. Mere pittance. Look at that. Wow. Right? Okay. This is from Arvada Visitor Center. Jean Gordon. Jean Gordon. Jean is going to look spectacular. So this is a I love Kate Spade, I love Castle Rock. And she has to put it on, of course, for Beatta's photo opportunity.
I love Kate Spade.
Yes. Yay, thank you. Tommy Duffel. This is for another Tommy Duffel. The small duffels, which are amazing. Visit Denver. Jesse Davis. Jesse Davis. Jesse Davis. Jesse. Oh, here comes Jesse Davis. You almost got shamed. I could have told Jane Buck on you. Just saying. You wouldn't want that. Okay, I love Tommy Hilfiger. How about I love Silverthorne?
I love Silverthorne.
Oh, Tommy's all right. Okay. Next. Sure. How about another piece of luggage from Samsonite? What does that price say on that? Do you see that? Oh, it's only $240 outlet priced. Okay. A steal, a bargain. This is from the outlets at Loveland. This one winner is Eric Hill. Eric Hill from Denver, Rugged Rentals. Oh, Eric. This is really cool. I think it's going to look great on Eric, don't you? That olive color. Look at him. You're like a fashion plate now. Take a spin, Eric. Woohoo! Does he look great or what? So you love Samsonite.
I love Samsonite.
And you love Loveland.
I love Loveland.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is for the Columbia side pack bag. Amazing. The winner is from Simply Pure, Wanda James. Simply Pure, Wanda James. Oh, she's right there. Yay, Wanda. Oh, you love Columbia.
This is fantastic.
I love Columbia. I love Castle Rock.
I love Columbia and I love Castle Rock.
Thank you. Oh, okay. This is something you're all going to really love. Kate Spade, amazing bow bracelet. So flipping pretty, right? Okay, the winner of this is Donna Basham. Donna Basham with the Royal Gorge. Yay! Donna, you're going to be styling big time on that train. Okay, I love Kate Spade.
I love
And I love Castle Rock and Silverthorne. Okay, thank you. Yep, okay, another Tommy bag. Okay, the winner of this is, these are so cute. Okay. Stephanie Kioff? Keo! Stephanie Keo! Hill Avion. Stephanie is running down here, ready to get her Tommy bag. She looks like she could carry this well, right? Totally. You're gonna rock this. Oh yeah. So I love Tommy, and I love Castle Rock.
I love Tommy and I love Castle Rock.
Woohoo! Okay, next, Nat, what do you think? Okay, for all you gentlemen out there, this is a fabulous Coach, amazing, what is it, Nat? It's a wallet? Business card holder? Keychain? Keychain. Key fob, yes. The winner of this deluxe thing from Coach is Alroy Sean. Alroy Sean. Oh my gosh, a guy actually got this. Alroy, come on down, you lucky guy. It's I love Coach, I love Castle Rock, and Silverthorne.
I love Coach, I love Castle Rock, and I love Silverthorne.
Woohoo! Okay. Next is another Tommy little duffel. Oh God, and then we have the backpack. Okay. Tommy Duffel. Nikki Wall. Old Town Director, Burlington. Nikki Wall. Here she is. I love Tommy, I love Silverthorne.
I love Tommy and I love Silverthorne.
Yay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna do the Columbia. This is a large backpack. This is an amazing too. Again, this is great for biking, hiking, whatever. You cannot ruin them. It's fabulous. Okay, the winner is Michaela Barton. Michaela Barton. Here comes Michaela. There's still plenty of gifts left. Do not worry, Floyd Kennedy. Your time may be here. Okay, I love Columbia. I love Castle Rock. Yay! Okay, next. Okay. All right, Miss Silverthorne put this together. This is a Bloody Mary Amazing Mix set. It's from Williams-Sonoma, the only, of course, Williams-Sonoma in the state of Colorado, this beautiful state. And then also she's got the shaker in there. She's got her glasses. All right, she's trying to shake it up. And there is yes, there's her Bloody Mary mix, right? Okay. Her two fabulous glasses, the wicker basket, and for Timberline, the new restaurant, you're getting a free drink. Yes. A free drink to go. They open in November at Silverthorne. This is pretty spectacular. I mean, big time. Williams-Sonoma there is amazing. As I look at that teapot, it's making me sad. Chelsea Coe from Public Bee Relations. Oh, here she is. Okay. Yeah, I love vodka. I love Williams-Sonoma. I love Silverthorne. Bless your heart. There you go. Okay. Next. I feel right at home. The price is right. Okay. Thank you, whoever you are. Peggy Barker here. Carl Lagerfeld. Have you all heard of Carl? Designer for Chanel, like my favorite thing. Changed my middle name to meet that name. Carl Lagerfeld, this is reversible, all leather. It's tan and navy. $170 outlet. Okay, someone would love sporting that on their shoulder or on their arm in these spectacular colors for all 4 seasons. This winner is Leslie Lewis. Leslie Lewis. Manitou Springs. Leslie. You can say I love Wilson's. And I love Castle Rock. Yay! Okay. The price was right. Now we have the Google Home. This is great. Google Home, who is going to win this Google Home? Where is that from? Williams-Sonoma, of course. Okay, this winner didn't have a card. Yes, she did. Carly Holbrook. Carly Holbrook. Shame. Carly. Shame. Tear it up. Shayna Boone. Okay.
Shame.
Shame, Carly. Whew. Okay. This is from Creed. Let's see. Kathleen Murphy. Kathleen, smart girl. Yoo-hoo! All right. Yes, let's go for the, oh no, teapot's last. I'm sad. I have a few more moments with it. Okay, this is the Coach signature bag. Pretty amazing. How much is that, Miss Silverthorne? $250. Oh yes, who's gonna walk down the street with this pretty bag? Well, Nora Gilbertson is from the town of Frisco. Woohoo! Yay, Nora! Okay, you can say this is love. I love Coach, I love Silverthorne.
I love Coach, I love Silverthorne, and I love Peggy.
Peggy Barker here, yes. Next we have Michael Kors pink amazing leather bag. Is that not gorgeous? Yes. Floriel. Okay. Cindy, you're my friend. You're not yelling. You wanted this bag. Okay. The winner is Rebecca Dowd. Rebecca Dowd is from Peak One Express, Ava Rafting and Zipline. I think people were hoping Rebecca wasn't here. Okay. This is I love Michael Kors. I love Castle Rock.
I love Michael Kors, and I love Castle Rock.
Woohoo! All right. And now it is my sadness but happiness for someone else to win this Mackenzie Childs amazing teapot. It's their floral design. They go for over $300. Look at that crystal fun little top here. Oh my God, look at the teapot top. I know. Deb told me, you know, Peggy, no one would know. I said, no, I know, I can't do that. So this came from Williams-Sonoma again, the only outlet in Silverthorne in Colorado. And this winner, I'm so mad at this person. Oh my God, I'm really mad. Nick Lemaster, Cherry Creek? Seriously? Nick Lemaster, Cherry Creek? We're gonna shame him like nobody's business, folks. If he's not here, Nick Lemaster, Cherry Creek. Molly from Cherry Creek is here. Is he gone, Molly? Big mistake. Nick Lemaster, Cherry Creek. Bye! Bye-bye! Oh my God. I did! Oh my gosh, that was so great. Molly, you be sure and tell him I shamed him. Okay. The winner, oh my, from the town of Frisco again, close to Silverthorne, Carolyn Gauntling. Carolyn. She better yell really loud. She's taking this from me. You can say I love William Sonoma. I love William Sonoma. Mackenzie Childs. Mackenzie Childs. And I love Silverthorne. Thank you. Thank you all. Until next year, have a great day. Be safe.
Okay, everyone. We'll see Peggy again in Silverthorne. We'll see Peggy again in Snowmass. Thank you all again for taking part in this amazing Governor's Conference. Safe travels home.